Welcome to another episode of Rogue Loop. This time we're talking about Ghost, but nothing to be scared about. Your AI agent just spun a Postgres database in 90 seconds, loaded 10,000 rows into it, and forked 3 copies in parallel to A/B test indexes. Sounds good. Nobody filed a ticket, nobody asked the DBA, nobody even named the environment. So what's going on here? Well, that's either the future of database engineering or the most expensive footgun the industry has handed itself in a decade. Today we look at Ghost and ask which one it is. Ghost calls itself the first database built for agents. Strip the marketing and what you've got is a managed Postgres platform with one specific bet, that databases should behave like code. Disposable, forkable, scriptable in plain English through an MCP server. CLI is conventional. Create, list, fork, schema, SQL. The interesting bit is the MCP layer. Plug Ghost into Codex, Cloud Code, or Cursor, and the agent doesn't ask you for a connection string. It creates the database itself, writes the migrations, runs the SQL, and tears the whole thing down when you're done. It's not Postgres reinvented. It's Postgres with a workflow that finally matches how agentic tools want to work. The headline demo that is out there says something like, create a sales database with 10,000 records, done in a minute and a half. That number is actually quite impressive. It's also the easiest one to overread, in my view. What's measurable is provisioning latency, schema generation time, fork time, the token cost economics. Agent does the work, you don't. That is the part that shows up on your invoice. What's not measurable from a launch demo is whether the schemas the agent generates are any good. The example I saw dropped foreign keys, primary keys, and indexes. For now. That's fine for a demo. It's catastrophic for anything past the sprint. The seductive bit of agentic database tooling is also its sharpest edge. An agent that can spin up 100 databases is also an agent that can spin up 100 bad databases. The speed is the feature, but it's also the risk. So what does the agent native infrastructure unlocks that traditional managed databases don't? Well, it's not faster databases. It's faster experimentation on databases. The cost of trying 3 things collapses to roughly the cost of asking. Performance tuning stops being a senior engineer rite of passage and it starts being a parallel search problem. That's the move worth paying attention to, in my view. 3 things to flag before anyone gets carried away and overexcited. Number 1. Your data sits on Ghost's cloud, not yours. Read the data residency terms before you put anything regulated on it. The documentation says pause before storing production data. And actually they're right. Read the small print. Number 2. The read-only flag is your friend. The demo shows an agent being blocked from a destructive query because read-only was set. Default your agents to read-only. Make destructive operations require explicit elevation. This is the same lesson Anthropic, OpenAI, and Google have been relearning with computer use. Agents will do exactly what you tell them to do. Watch out. Number 3. Disposable infrastructure encourages disposable thinking. If your agent is generating schemas without primary keys because that's faster, the agent is wrong and you should say so in the system prompt. Speed is not a substitute for correctness, in my view. So, what to actually do this week? If you're building POCs or running workshops, give it a go. Try Ghost. The free tier is generous and the iteration speed genuinely changes how a design thinking session feels when you can prototype data structures live in the moment. If you're an architect, the interesting question isn't should we use Ghost? It's what does our internal Postgres as a service look like once agents are creating most of the databases. Build for that future, even if you don't buy this product, at least not yet. If you're running production data, listen to me, don't migrate. Let me repeat that, don't migrate. But do still the workflow. Forkable test environments, read-only agents, defaults, and parallel performance experiments are all the things you could build on infrastructure you already control. You don't have to go to theirs. Ghost isn't reinventing the database. It's reinventing the relationship between a developer and a database, and pulling it closer to how we already work with code in general. So that is good in my view. The agents are already here. The question is whether your data layer is ready for them. I hope you find this useful. Let me know in the comments. Rogue Loop, where AI meets real-world innovation. See you in the next one. Thanks.